Minnie, what you wearing? Yes, that was my terrible Mickey Mouse impression. But believe me, it's not the most cringeworthy thing you'll hear in the next few minutes. Minnie Mouse, the rodent nonagenarian, yes, she's technically in her 90s, has a brand new Stella McCartney pantsuit, which has sent the webosphere into a right old tizzy. Hi Heidi and hi Brent.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
So Minnie Mouse has got all trendy then. She's now wearing a Stella McCartney pantsuit.
Fancy, isn't it?
Very trendy. So what's going on at Disney?
Well, it might actually be a little more interesting if Minnie were wearing a pantsuit because Disney was launching a line of Stella McCartney clothing. That would be kind of interesting.
That would make sense.
Or if she was wearing a pantsuit because she got a job and she was going to work somewhere finally.
Yeah.
But
That's not what's
instead,
going
they've
on.
left her
Right.
without a career, but they've updated her and made her modern by putting clothing on her that most women haven't worn for the last 10 years.
Yay, cutting edge stuff.
So she's about as stylish as, I don't know.
Well, let's go with Angela Merkel.
There you
She's
go.
up there with Angela Merkel in the pantsuit.
Yeah.
Not exactly cutting edge.
Standard political wear for female politicians.
Yes.
And again, if you want to rebrand your mouse, for whatever reason, maybe giving Minnie Mouse a life and a career other than Mickey's girlfriend for eternity,
Absolutely.
it appears.
Because that's the wacky part. You ask, so why on earth spend the money to collaborate with Stella McCartney to make her modern? Which leaves you going, huh?
Yeah,
You bought her clothes?
Even Barbie's made it into space.
Yeah.
I mean, she had a career. She was her own individual working woman.
Well, she had a pink Corvette. Come on, who wouldn't want a pink Corvette?
Yeah.
She went off with the horses at the weekend and when she wasn't in space. So why do you think Disney's held back on Minnie? And why the revamp in the first place, do you think?
This is the fascinating thing. Several of these brands, M&M Mars that makes the candies, as well as Disney, have decided, perhaps our branding is not quite where we should be in 2022. Perhaps we should be more reflective of a different reality that will connect more with children, which I think my major question is, why do you think it's your branding that needs help? Maybe you should pay your staff living wages and develop actual diversity initiatives inside or support communities of color or any of these options that don't involve branding a mouse in a pantsuit.
And I wonder if part of this is part of the bigger Disney picture, and Disney now owns all the Marvel comic characters. They own Star Wars. Is it that they thought the two mice in their portfolio were falling behind? Or are they going to also rebrand the Hulk? Maybe give him a different tint of green. Who knows?
Mickey and Minnie have always felt, to me, out of date. Even when I was a kid, they felt out of date. And I just think giving Minnie a pantsuit doesn't really turn her into an inspirational female character.
What I find really astonishing with this is this update cost money. If you are going to change production lines or collateral to show this new image of Minnie, it needs to have been worth the money you invested in it. And all I can think is, who made the strategic decision that this investment in modernization of your brand was the best investment?
Well, and on Stella McCartney's side, what better way to take money from Disney than to make cartoon casual clothing?
Of all the people in this scenario,
Yeah.
including Minnie Mouse, Stella McCartney's probably come out the best.
She's probably the winner, yes.
Well, except there was some quote of, I've always admired Minnie Mouse. She's so interesting. And we're going, she's someone's girlfriend. That's her entire identity.
Yeah.
looking at, your clients and their businesses, do you think sometimes innovation, which all sounds a great idea, rebranding sounds a fantastic concept, but if you don't quite commit to that rebranding, are you at risk of doing more damage than good?
They've certainly got people chattering, and not in a good way.
Right.
Yeah. I think one of the things we tell most of our clients when we see something like this happening is, don't just put lipstick on the pig. If you're going to do something, do it with emphasis and with heart.
Right.
And with your values behind it.
It could be Disney could have committed to, we're a heritage brand, so our characters are our characters. And that's why we have a duck without pants. You could embrace the we're a heritage brand. And that's what Brent's pointing out about this dissonance that I actually find very interesting. Because how far are you going to buy into this?
They've always struggled with female characters. I mean, things have got a lot better of late. For a long time, every female character had to be a princess.
Cinderella being sexually harassed while she was sleeping.
Of course. Never thought of it like that before, but that's not good.
That was not consensual. She didn't ask for that person to kiss her.
But I do actually find it interesting, the step back that you're asking about, that did Disney possibly do an entire portfolio evaluation of where were there things that were out of sync in the Disney universe that were not appropriate? Right. But if you do that, I don't think Minnie Mouse makes it into the top 10. You need to be dealing with Uncle Remus and the Jungle Book and the Siamese cats. Those are all bigger issues to be talking about well before you get Minnie a pantsuit.
Well, that's very much what Disney does not touch on race and gender in very many things. They're starting to dabble in it a little bit. And then we look at the M&Ms and the M&Ms rebranding. Why on earth are they rebranding a candy for a commercial, putting track shoes on a big round chocolate candy?
Yeah,
probably not the most creative thing to do.
So this is obviously just to stimulate sales, but it's chocolate. It is chocolate. People already know they love M&Ms. Do we need to?
I think that it really comes down to what Brent said about being true and authentic to your values. And probably what's most disruptive to people and what has caused the great waves of sarcasm on the internet is that it's so ridiculously not authentic.
Right.
You're neither making an actual change to how you do business to be a more ethical brand, nor are you improving anything.
So your ultimate message to any of your clients then is really, if rebranding your product is a must, think it through, think about the bigger picture, is that?
Well, there has to be a value add to it.
We believe firmly that brand is actually built from the inside out. And if you look at a brand like Trader Joe's shopping, grocery stores, Trader Joe's brand is not branding. It's built on the interactions you have with every employee.
Right.
And so your brand identity truly comes out of the work culture that you promote. It's lipstick on a pig if you're deciding that you can improve the perception of your product merely through the brand look and feel, because it comes from the inside.
There's a commercial for a fast food restaurant that is touting that their French fries are hot and ready. Whoa. Okay. Was someone selling cold and not ready French fries?
Were they selling cold and greasy last week?
What were they selling prior to their hot and ready?
So if nothing else, be really careful what your Madison Avenue ad executive tells you is a good idea.
Oh, my word. Yeah, our fries are made from potatoes.
Yes. Congratulations.
Yes, before that, they were made from unidentified substances.
So what have we got to look forward to next week then, guys?
The wild and garbled world of communications.
Ooh. Well, thank you both very, very much. And I look forward to speaking to you next week.
We'll talk next
Next week.